Hi, nice to see you again. It's Graham Martin. I'm the recruitment guy from autojobs.com. We're here today to meet the managing director of a graphic design and marketing communications business. It's called Blaze Communications. We're here to meet Jamie Richardson, the managing director. Now, what we're going to find out today is really important for people that are interested in a career in graphic design. I'm sure there's lots of people watching who at school, college, university really enjoy designing images and branding and using their creativity. But can you actually make a real life career from it? How much can you earn? How do you get into the business? So we're going to go and find out the man who really knows. Let's go meet Jamie. Come on. So we're here today with Jamie Richardson, who's the Group Managing Director of Blaze Communications. I think that's right, it's your title. So another 5-minute interview for the recruitment guy, and we want to find out today what it's like to be a graphic designer in commerce, not at school, not at college. I know a lot of people have been doing this at school and college and have really enjoyed it, but what's it like to do it Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 as a job? So we're going to try and nail this in 5 minutes as before, so I'm going to press the button and then we're going to get Jamie to tell us what it's really all about. So we're running. Jamie, thank you for your time. I know you're busy. We've dragged you out of a meeting, so we're going to really make value of this particular time with you. So first off, a graphic designer. Can you just tell us what does a graphic designer do within your business?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have misconceptions about what a graphic designer actually does. It's a very varied, wide space to work in. Our graphic designers here might work one day on a web design project where they'll be creating the look and feel. Another day they might be working on a branding project where they'll be looking to help create the visual identity of a business, the logo, the colour scheme of that business, and contributing in all sorts of different ways to basically the look and feel. Graphic design can touch on such a wide range of areas. Information graphics, they might be working on a project where the clients decided they want to deliver some important business information to their customer base. They won't be looking at a logo now, they won't be looking at a website, they'll be looking at raw information and making sure how that can be produced and developed.
So graphic design will work with the client, so it's not just about sitting at a PC or a Mac, it's about interpreting the client's requirements, looking at what they try and communicate, maybe having a dialogue with them, discussing with them, and then I guess feeding back to the boss, you or the account manager, and getting the thing moving around, yes?
The way we work here at Blaze is, and this is typical in many agencies, is that we have a team of account managers who will work directly with the client. They'll have an understanding of the business need of what the client's trying to achieve. That person's job then is to relate that and work closely with the designer, to make sure that the designer understands the objectives of the project.
So what's the best bit about being a graphic designer?
Best bit of being a graphic designer, I think, is that you have an opportunity to explore your creative side. Every job is different. There's no production line involved. You have a stimulating day when you've been able to really work well, understand the client objectives. It's not just about a pretty picture, it's about doing the job. And when you've grasped that and you've created something that's aesthetically really nice, really interesting.
So what's the worst bit? Because we're halfway through.
Yeah,
what's the worst bit?
The worst bit about it is the frustrations you get when you know you've done something that's right. When it's looking great, it's doing the job, and you're really confident and happy with your piece, and the client turns around and says, "Don't like it."
Right. So then you've got to then deal with the account manager who's got to represent what you want.
You have to work your way through what is it that the client doesn't like. Have they got a good sound reason for putting that in? And sometimes you have to do it.
Is it Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job, or
absolutely not?
It's
no,
not.
It's absolutely.
So what's
not.
the reality? What's it really about?
The reality is that you work until the job's done.
Right.
You know?
So does that mean late nights?
Yeah, can do.
And do people get overtime, or is that for the job?
When the workflows dictates, you'll need to put in the extra hours.
So maybe weekends occasionally to some people.
Occasionally weekends, occasionally weekends.
And if we're thinking about, let's not
it's
say
quite rare in our business, but 9 to 5 is really not.
Yeah.
If you want a 9 to 5 job, then probably graphic design isn't the right
for you.
job.
So you've got to be flexible, prepared to work the hours. And
true.
if you're just ignoring central London, if we think about the south of England or even the Midlands, you know, somebody coming into graphic design for the first time, what would a starting salary be approximately? Any ideas?
Well, I think that you'd to actually start and just sort of one up above an intern, you'd be looking in between the 15 and 20 mark.
And where could you go with that? Are there opportunities?
Well, senior graphic designers and creative directors, which is where you could usefully aspire to be, would be somewhere in the region of £50,000 a year.
And maybe more in the West End,
maybe
or
more
central
in the West
London.
End. You know, a senior creative director might earn as much as £100,000 a year, but that would be a very senior board level in a big agency.
And technology, is it very important that you're up to date with technology?
It certainly is. You know, the modern applications that we're using and in their latest variations, you need to be up to speed with those. You know, it would be Adobe Suite, the Creative Suite covering Photoshop, InDesign, Adobe Illustrator. Some houses, and we're one of them, still work very much with Quark Express.
And you use Macs, don't you, a lot?
Yeah, our design team are all Mac based. Yeah.
Now, the other question I've got for you is that if you're looking for somebody, or people like you are looking for people, trainees, what do you look for? What are you looking for in somebody? We need to run out of time, so just try and get it right.
We're looking for that spark of creativity. Yes, they've got to understand the applications, but that's a must-have. Then we're looking for what else can this person deliver? What spark of creativity can they show us? We want to see that they've had ideally some experience, even if it's on an internship or some work experience in a studio. So the guys and girls out there need to beg, steal or borrow their way into
And if you're thinking about looking at people for the first time, you know, what would you say they should be considering in terms of how to get into this kind of role? What would your advice be for our audience? Because often people want to know, how do you get a job in this?
You very much these days you'll need to have a good qualification. That might be a high NVQ, but ideally a graphic design degree.
Okay, so after university college, any work experience, does that count?
Work experience all counts. Yeah, work experience in a studio. If you can, as I was just saying before, beg, steal or borrow your way into sometime in a studio. People you know, write lots of letters, emails out. Just try and get yourself in
maybe
a
show
short
the work
or
you've
longer
done
time.
as well.
Yeah, include small samples, not too big. Don't be sending out massive files. 2 or 3 of your best pieces attached to a nice, clearly written email asking for some work experience. It will, you know, there'll be an opportunity somewhere. But
and we always need graphic designers, because we're always coming with new branding and new images and new projects. We've run over, we've broken the 5-minute rule, but this was great because we got a lot more information than I thought. So, Jamie Richardson from Blaze, thank you very much. That's been marvellous. I hope you enjoyed that. It's Graham Martin, the recruitment guy from orchardjobs.com. Say goodbye.